Hey guys, I'm Jason McKenzie with Ride On Bikes, and here's another episode of Ride On Bikes University. Today we're going to talk about one of those things that a lot of us don't like to mention until we realize it's springtime again and now we've lost our fitness over the winter. We're going to talk about trainers and what that means and what does it mean to ride through the winter, and what if you do have a kid with baseball practice, or we had Hurricane Irma come through, or if it's just cold outside. What do we do with those times, and how are we going to grow as a cyclist throughout the season? So today we brought in our local expert, Todd that works with us on the team here at the shop, and he's going to go through the details of the different ranges of trainers and why they're more expensive and why they've become such a great training tool for anywhere from the local soccer dad or soccer mom that doesn't have the time to ride, all the way up to a pro team.
When it comes to trainers, there's a lot of options out there. There's trainers that start at all price points from $200 to bankruptcy, like most things in a bike shop. A lot of features out there depending on what your goals are and what you need out of the trainer. The first thing we're going to talk about today is just your basic style trainer. It's a wind trainer. So the resistance is flatline, one level of resistance. But if you're looking for something that's on the lower end of the price spectrum, it's easy just to hop on and ride, this can be the one for you. As we progress further down the line, the features, the connectability, the interactive level begins to change. And obviously that's just kind of geared towards what you think you need out of the trainer.
I know that this is the one that I started on, and I used to try to watch TV with it, and it was so loud that I couldn't hear anything. So trying to run headphones on it, and my neighbors were frustrated at the condo I live in. So that's another downside to this one for sure.
Absolutely. If you've ever come in and done a fit with us or a sizing, you've been on this thing, when it gets rolling, everyone knows it for sure. If you live on the second floor of an apartment, this may not be the guy for you. So something to consider. This is technically considered a dumb trainer, so that it's not controllable by an outside app or software, et cetera, et cetera. This is strictly for the guy who wants to get on, pedal at one set resistance, and kind of go from there. So on this trainer, this is the unit here for the resistance. You can see the air blades. You can see where the tire actually contacts the resistance unit. This is where you start to see some of this tire wear. You can actually see the contact path here where the tire's been riding on this trainer quite a bit. The features here is the air blades, and as they scoop this wind, that's where it creates the resistance and also the noise. And then you have a manual adjustment here as far as how much actual resistance to some degree of the motor contacting the roller. So the tighter you go, the harder it can be to a certain level. So cool. So as the rider chooses a more difficult gear, you'll kind of notice that this will speed up. And you can feel this wind coming off. And that's your source of resistance. Now, if she were to go into her big ring and move and have the tire rolling a little bit faster, what you're going to notice is this volume level kind of comes up, and also the resistance level ramps up as well. Now, they do make trainer-specific tires. If you have a bike that's going to be on a trainer all winter long, that may be a great option for you. If you're looking to switch back and forth, you definitely do not want to be riding a trainer tire outside. Now, if you are riding a typical road bike tire inside on the trainer, do expect you're going to see some glazing and some increased wear over time. Sitting on the trainer for an hour, riding nonstop generates a lot of heat, and you're going to get a lot of wear, obviously, when that's happening.
You'll see where it'll start kind of like blocking off, and it makes it very uncomfortable and dangerous even on the road if you were to take that trainer tire out onto a real life situation.
Absolutely.
It's really the customer for this particular trainer that makes the most sense. Is going to be, it could even be great to throw in the car before a race to warm up, or it's just a price budget, just getting you in the door, and the money is the factor for sure. So it's, there is a lot of warranties and things like that. It's still a great product. But saying that, you said earlier this is technically a dumb trainer, and we go to the smart trainer. That's not our terminology. That's the way it's said overall. And I know I was super intimidated because I'm not very IT whiz by any means. And I was blown away by the simplicity of what the smart trainers are. So, I mean, if you will, let's go into some of the details of what a smart trainer is and what the benefits are.
Absolutely. So here we have our rider on the Wahoo Kicker. This is the smart trainer we're kind of a huge fan of for the year. We've had our best success with both service and functionality with the Wahoo Kicker. What's going on here is this is a wheel-off trainer. And again, it's a smart trainer. So like we mentioned before, this trainer can do a lot of really cool things that some of the other trainers cannot. Mainly, as our rider is riding in a virtual world, which is one of the many apps you can use with a smart trainer, the resistance, so how hard or easy it is to turn the pedals, is being controlled by the app. So as the resistance increases, you would shift to have an easier gear just like in real life. So as far as real life road feel and as far as the experience of being on the road, this is about as real as it gets. So to install a bike on the Wahoo Kicker, simply remove your rear tire, come over to the actual trainer and make sure everything is lined up, just like you would reinstalling a rear tire. Move your derailleur around the cassette, press everything into the dropouts nice and firm, and you're good to go. There are some other accessories that can pair with the Wahoo Kicker, which is the climber. It's basically an apparatus that will allow you to increase or decrease your angle of attack while you're riding. But it's some of the features that kind of make this very simple and easy to use, but also great for structured training. It's the fact that when you're online and you're doing a workout, or even if you're at home just using a workout app, if you need to set your resistance or set your effort to a specific level, this trainer can do that. So basically how it works is there's a flywheel back here, and if we have our rider stop pedaling for just a moment, you can hear that spin down, you can see the spin down. So just like in real life, you're coasting. This app, if you've just climbed a 2,000-foot mountain and now you need to rest on the top end or the downside of it, that's totally fine. So if we have our rider begin pedaling again, you can actually watch the derailleur shift here up and down the cassette. If you could go to an easier gear for me. So as a hill comes in, just shift your gears, make it a little easy to turn, and here we go. As far as some of the key features of the Wahoo Kicker is it's adjustable here in this area for any size tire. So from mountain bike, if we have younger Niker riders or younger beginner riders that have even down to a 24-inch tire, this trainer can accommodate it. So we can simply swap the cassette for whatever speed bike you have and kind of go from there. A lot of good success with people looking to do their first metric ride, their first century, or even just, as we mentioned earlier, tracking and improving your fitness throughout the winter. Using a smart trainer with an app or any sort of structured workout can be a huge gain. Just to keep yourself on the bike in the winter is very important. Myself, on a typical traditional trainer, I'm limited to about 30 to 45 minutes. With the interactive aspect of the Kicker and other smart trainers, it becomes a 2 or 3 hour ride pretty easily. So when you come down to Ride On Bikes and you purchase a Kicker or any other smart trainer, there's a couple of key things you want to keep in mind. Connectivity, what device you're going to use for this trainer. So out of the box, the Kicker works just fine with just a smartphone, Android or iOS, and that can allow you to control resistance. You can simulate any kind of grade, any kind of wind. How it works out of the box as far as working with your bike, it's set up with an 11-speed cassette. We can swap that to anything, so basically any bike can work. If you want to take it a step further and get more interactive and kind of join up with some friends or do some structured training, we kind of recommend several different apps, but our favorite so far has been the Zwift app. That's what our rider is participating in here. You can see she's riding with a group. Every user on here is a unique user at their home or in another bike shop or maybe at work on a lunch break, doing a training or just doing a fun ride. The virtual world here, as you can see, this rider is moving her way up a 3% grade. That's a pretty mild hill, but you can see the effort. So with the Zwift app, you can do all of this. You can ride for hours and hours and hours. There's a lot of events. There's group rides, group workouts, all sorts of interactive capabilities of the app. Now, the app is separate from the trainer. It's a monthly subscription. There are a couple of key things about the device you're going to use that enables this to work or not work. Feel free to come by anytime, ask us some questions, make sure that the equipment you have at home or the TV you have at home is going to work with the Kicker app or with a smart trainer in general. We've had our best success with obviously Macs and Apple TV, but you can pretty much work any Windows-based PC will work as well, and you can pretty much configure the Kicker to work with any device. It may require a USB dongle or possibly an extra sensor here or there, but that's all things we sell in the shop. Feel free to stop by and ask us any questions you may have about it. If you feel really like this is just too much tech, too much information, we will come to your house and set it up for you. We've done that a few times in the past few months as the weather's getting a little bit colder, and most customers are really amazed at how easy it is just to get on, connect your sensors, and begin riding. So that's the basics of the Wahoo Kicker and also the Zwift app.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate that. He's only scratched the surface on this. There's so much information. No way we can get all that together in this one shot. But if you have any more technical questions, you can please come join us at Ride On Bikes, 1036 Broadway in Uptown Columbus, or you can email Todd at rideonbikes.com. Thanks again for tuning in to Ride on Bikes University, and we'll see you next time.